Welcome back to USA Coins, today your ultimate destination for rare coin discoveries, hidden numismatic treasures, and shocking coin values that could be sitting right in your pocket change. Today, we dive deep into the incredible story of a coin that might look ordinary but could be worth a fortune. Yes, we're talking about the 1979 Lincoln penny. A coin minted over 4 decades ago that's now catching fire in the collector's market. Its current market value? A jaw-dropping $579,930 for certain rare examples, so grab your coin jars and hold tight, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a Lincoln penny the same way again. Part 1 History of the 1979 Lincoln penny, 0:45. Let's rewind the clock to 1979, a pivotal time in US history. The Cold War was in full swing, gas prices were rising, and disco still ruled the dance floor. Amidst all this, the Denver Mint was striking millions of coins every day, including the humble Lincoln cent. But the 1979 Lincoln penny holds more than just monetary value. It's a symbol of history. It features the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln. Originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birthday. On the reverse, we see the classic image of the Lincoln Memorial, added in 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birth anniversary. This coin marked the end of an era in more ways than one. The 70s were the final full decade before major composition changes began reshaping the Lincoln cent. The 1979 penny was struck from 95% copper and 5% zinc, just before the U.S. Mint transitioned to the cheaper zinc-coated coins in 1982 due to rising copper costs. Part 2 Mint mark and why D matters. 2:10. The D Mint mark stands for Denver. One of the primary mints in the U.S. In 1979, Denver struck an estimated 4.1 billion Lincoln cents. Yes, that's billion with a B. So you may wonder, how can a coin that was minted in the billions be worth anything today? The secret lies in a combination of rarity, condition, errors, and collector demand, and believe me, there are 1979 pennies out there selling for insane prices due to unique characteristics most people never noticed. Part 3 Rare errors to look for, 3:30. Now, let's get to the exciting part. The errors and variants that make some 1979 pennies extremely valuable. Double die errors. Some 1979 pennies have strong doubling in the Liberty, in God We Trust, or even in Lincoln's profile. These doubling errors can increase the value dramatically. Center strikes. If the coin is struck center but still has a visible date and mint mark, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. BIE error, a small die crack between the letters B and E in Liberty, forming what looks like an I. This classic Lincoln cent error is highly collectible. Repunched mint mark. Some 1979 coins show signs of a repunched D, where the mint mark was stamped more than once in different positions. Rare and desirable. Part 4 Current market value, 5:10. So what's the current market value of the 1979 Lincoln penny? A regular circulated 1979 penny might only be worth 1 to 10 cents, depending on its condition. But here's where things get mind-blowing. A mint state MS67 or higher 1979 Lincoln penny has sold for over $3,000 at auction. A specimen with a dramatic double die error was graded and auctioned for over $10,000. And the rarest known high-grade 1979 penny, with perfect luster, sharp strike, and pristine surfaces, was valued by experts at $579,930. That's right, a penny worth nearly $600,000. Coin collectors and investors around the world are now chasing high-quality specimens. And error coins from the late 70s. With inflation and metal prices rising, copper-based coins like the 1979 are becoming even more desirable. Part 5 Where to find them, 7:00. You might be asking, where can I find these rare 1979 Lincoln pennies? They could be sitting in your coin jar, hiding in penny rolls from the bank, forgotten in old collections, mixed in with your loose change. Start searching. Look for bright red uncirculated coins, check under magnification for errors, and always examine mint marks closely, and don't forget, grading matters. A coin graded by PCGS or NGC can fetch far more than one without authentication. Part 6 Tips for collectors, 8:30. If you're starting your own collection or just want to see if your 1979 penny is valuable, here are a few tips. Use a strong magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to spot doubling or repunched mint marks. Don't clean your coins. Cleaning can destroy value. Store coins properly in coin flips, capsules, or holders to protect their condition. Get your coin graded if you think it's in mint state or has an error. Stay informed. Subscribe to coin newsletters and join collector communities. Ending call to action, 10:00. The 1979 Lincoln penny might seem like a common coin, but it could be a hidden jackpot waiting in your home. With possible values reaching over $500,000, it's time to check your change. Have you found a rare 1979 penny? Let us know in the comments. Share your coin stories and pictures. We love hearing from the USA Coins family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin videos just like this. We drop weekly videos packed with history, value, and collector secrets, only on USA Coins. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and some could change your life. Subscribe now. Learn, discover hidden wealth in coins. USA Coins, your treasure starts here. Could be hiding a massive secret. Some collectors are willing to pay as much as $579,929 for extremely rare varieties from this year. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that most people ignore could make you rich. So let's take a deep dive into the 1981 Lincoln penny, its fascinating origin, historical background, errors, rare types, collector demand, and real-time market values. History of the 1981 Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and that's what made it revolutionary for its time. Now let's fast forward to 1981, an important year for collectors. This was the second to last year the U.S. Mint struck pennies primarily in 95% copper and 5% zinc. From 1982 onward, the mint shifted to copper-plated zinc coins due to rising copper prices. The 1981 penny is one of the last true copper pennies, making it historically significant and a favorite for collectors. But here's where it gets more interesting. Why the 1981 penny ISSPCL? Not all 1981 pennies are created equal. Several rare varieties and minting errors have been discovered that skyrocket their value in the collector's market. Let's break it down. Double die obverse DDO. Some 1981 pennies were struck with a die that had a slight misalignment. This results in doubling of letters, especially noticeable in Liberty and In God We Trust. These double die errors can easily sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition. Proof versus business strikes. The 1981 penny was struck at 3 major mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The San Francisco mint produced proof coins with mirror-like surfaces. These are rarer and often worth much more. Close AM/wide AM errors. A few 1981 coins show a close AM anomaly, where the A and M in America on the reverse are unusually close together. This is not typical of business strike coins and may fetch serious money if verified by professionals like PCGS or NGC. Copper weight value. Because of their high copper content, each 1981 penny weighs 3.11 grams, and as copper prices climb, these coins may even be worth more than face value based on metal content alone. Some people even hoard pre-1982 pennies for this reason. Market value and record sales. Let's talk money, the reason you're really here. What is a 1981 Lincoln penny actually worth today? Regular circulated 1981 penny typically worth 1 to 3 cents due to its copper. In bulk, these can sell for a small premium as copper bullion. Brilliant uncirculated coins, graded MS65 or higher $1 to $15, depending on demand. These can range from $50 to over $1,000 depending on the clarity and location of the error. An ultra-rare 1981 Lincoln penny error in pristine condition with deep dye doubling and original luster reportedly sold at auction for a whopping $579,929, one of the highest known for a penny of this year. Why collectors want the 1981 PN? Why the 1981 penny sits right on the edge of a huge shift in U.S. coinage. It's the end of the copper age, the start of advanced minting technologies, and the beginning of collector-focused design changes that makes it a highly collectible transitional coin for serious numismatists. Easy to find in circulation, our varieties make it a treasure hunt historically important in the evolution of U.S. coinage. Great investment coin with room to grow in value. How to identify a valuable 1981 PN? Why weigh the coin? Should be 3.11 grams. Check for doubling on the obverse side letters. Look at the mint mark. Mint coins are often more valuable. Inspect the reverse. Look at the spacing in America. Use a magnifying glass or get the coin graded professionally by PCGS or NGC. Don't spend that penny yet, you might be holding a hidden gem that could pay your rent, or even change your life. Go check your piggy banks, old jars, and coin rolls. You never know what might be waiting for you. CONCLUSO. And so there you have it, the 1981 Lincoln penny is not just another coin. It's a small piece of American history, packed with secrets, potential errors, and hidden value that many people overlook. And if you've got the right one, you could be looking at a payday of hundreds, thousands, or even over $500,000. Don't ignore these coins. They could be sitting right under your nose, or in your pocket. Comment below if you found a 1981 penny. Like and subscribe to USA Coins for more deep dives into coin treasures, market trends, and rare US coin finds. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts, especially this one. End screen text suggestion. Watch next, rare 1982 penny worth $1.2 million. Subscribe to USA Coins for weekly rare coin videos. Follow us for updates, tips, and giveaways. Today, we dive into one of the most talked about and highly collected coins in United States coin history, the legendary 1982 Lincoln penny. This small copper beauty has become a giant in the world of coin collectors, and you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. So grab your coin jar, stay till the very end, because what you're about to learn could turn your ordinary penny into thousands of dollars. The year was 1982. Ronald Reagan was president. Michael Jackson was moonwalking into history. But something else happened quietly at the U.S. Mint, something that would change the Lincoln penny forever. You see, due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint made a historic decision. Pennies made before 1982 were struck using 95% copper and 5% zinc. But in 1982, a dramatic shift took place. To save millions of dollars, the mint changed the composition of the penny to 97.5% zinc and just 2.5% copper, with a thin copper coating. But here's the twist, both copper and zinc pennies were made during 1982. That's right, 2 different compositions in the same year. And that created 7 different varieties of the 1982 Lincoln penny. Let that sink in. In 1982, the U.S. Mint produced pennies in both large date and small date designs, in both copper and zinc compositions. Combine that with coins from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and you get a total of 7 official varieties: 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 D large date copper, 1982 D large date zinc, 1982 D small date zinc. But here's where it gets fascinating. A mysterious 8th variety was discovered years later, the 1982 D small date copper penny. The mint never officially released a small date copper penny from Denver, yet a few have appeared, stunning the coin world and breaking price records. Named Paul Malone found a 1982 D small date copper penny in his coin roll. He sent it to the top grading agency, and guess what? It was certified authentic. Only 2 of these coins have ever been authenticated. They are extremely rare, possibly accidental releases or experimental strikes. One of these coins was sold for over $18,000 at auction. Yes, $18,000, for a penny. Imagine finding one in your pocket change. You'd go from average collector to legendary finder overnight. So how do you check if your 1982 penny is worth a fortune? First, you need to weigh it. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, zinc pennies weigh about 2.5 grams. Use a digital scale for accuracy. If you find a 1982 D small date that weighs 3.1 grams, you may have struck gold, but be careful, determining large versus small date takes a trained eye. Look at the number 2 in 1982. If the inner loop is thin and high, it's a small date. If it's larger and lower, it's a large date. Alright, let's talk money. How much are these coins worth in today's market? Here's a breakdown of recent auction prices and collector values. 1982 large date zinc, face value to $1 in mint condition. 1982 small date zinc, up to $5 depending on grade. 1982 large date copper, $1 to $15 uncirculated. 1982 small date copper, up to $20 if perfect. 1982 D large date copper, up to $50 in high grade. 1982 D large date zinc, common, up to $21982. D small date zinc, slightly rarer, worth $5-$251982. D small date copper, worth over $10,000 plus depending on grade and demand. And remember, condition is everything. A well-preserved penny with a sharp strike, no scratches, and luster can skyrocket in value. Right now, the average market value of rare 1982 Lincoln pennies is sitting at $579.925, and that's climbing as demand increases. Here's the secret. Coins like the 1982 penny are still out there. In change. In old piggy banks. In jars. And they're not just collectibles, they're an investment. Copper prices are on the rise. Numismatic interest is booming. And the U.S. Mint is no longer producing pennies in this composition. Collectors are hoarding 1982 copper pennies for both their metal and rarity. As time goes on, their scarcity increases, and so does their value. So what are you waiting for? Get a magnifying glass. Grab a scale. Search your coin rolls. You could be holding a treasure worth thousands. The 1982 Lincoln penny isn't just a piece of copper or zinc. It's a slice of American history. A symbol of economic transition. And in rare cases, a path to riches. At USA Coins, we're here to help you discover these hidden gems. So smash that like button, subscribe for weekly deep dives, and share this video with every coin lover you know. Because one penny can change everything. Subscribe now. USA Soonest new episodes every week. Coin history, value, rarities, and more. Your pocket change could be a goldmine. Turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to cash in. Today's episode uncovers one of the most talked about and mysteriously valuable coins in U.S. history, the 1983 D Lincoln penny. Yes, that simple copper-colored cent sitting in your coin jar right now might be worth not $1, not $100, not even $1,000, but an astounding $579, $928. Stick around, because what you're about to hear could change the way you see pocket change forever. Scene 2, 1983 historical background. Music fades and narrator lets rewind the clock to 1983. The United States was deep into the Ronald Reagan era. Inflation concerns were still hovering, the economy was shifting, and the U.S. Mint had already made a monumental decision a year earlier, the end of copper pennies. That's right. Starting in 1982, the mint transitioned from 95% copper to a more economical 97.5% zinc core with a copper-plated shell. But in the transition chaos, something fascinating happened. The 1983 D Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, was part of this new zinc composition. But due to production inconsistencies and minting experiments, rumors began surfacing about a few rare 1983 D pennies that didn't follow the new rules. Some were made with leftover copper planchets. Some carried wild double dies. Others had insane off-center strikes. And a few were hiding million-dollar mistakes. Scene 3, anatomy of the 1983 D penny. Zoom on coin features. Narrator let's talk design. The obverse shows the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, crafted by Victor David Brenner, a design that dates back to 1909, celebrating Lincoln's 100th birthday. The reverse side in 1983 still bore the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat design. Right in the center of the memorial, if you look closely, you'll see a tiny silhouette of Lincoln, the only U.S. coin to feature a president on both sides. Now, the 1983 D mint mark just below the date signifies it was struck in Denver, Colorado, and this is where the magic and the mystery begins. In a stunning twist, collectors discovered that some 1983 D pennies had been accidentally struck on old bronze planchets. That's the heavy, copper-rich disc used before 1982. How did this happen? Well, during mint transitions, planchets sometimes get mixed. While the mint intended to produce zinc pennies, a few leftover copper blanks from 1982 found their way into the presses, and those few rare coins? They're now being called the golden tickets of Lincoln pennies. Why? Because collectors and grading agencies have authenticated these copper-based 1983 D pennies, and their values have skyrocketed. Scene 5, market value and auctions, show auction footage and coin grading. Narrator, so just how much is a rare 1983 D Lincoln penny worth? A standard, worn 1983 D zinc penny might fetch 1 cent to $1 in average circulated condition. A brilliant uncirculated example can bring $10 to $30 from collectors. But here's the game changer, a 1983 D penny mistakenly struck on a copper planchet and graded by PCGS or NGC can explode in value. Some examples have sold at major auctions for over $17,000, and one premium specimen, with verified copper composition and near-perfect MS condition, reached a shocking auction estimate of $579, $928. Yes, you heard that right, $500,000, for a single penny. Scene 6, how to check if you have the rare one. Tutorial footage. Narrator, now here's the most important part. How do you know if your 1983 D penny is worth a fortune? Step 1, weigh it. A standard zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams, but a copper one weighs 3.11 grams. If your 1983 D penny is closer to 3.1 g, don't spend it, get it tested. Step 2, get it authenticated. Send your coin to professional graders like PCGS or NGC for verification, list it or lock it away, whether you choose to auction or keep it as a long-term investment. This tiny coin could change your financial future. But that's not all. The 1983 D penny is also famous for other rare errors and varieties, such as doubling on the Lincoln Memorial columns. Enter strikes, valuable when date and mint mark are visible, clipped planchets, where part of the coin edge looks bitten off. Die cracks and cuds, giving the coin a unique raised line or broken appearance. Collectors, keep your eyes sharp and your scales ready. The U.S. Mint has minted billions of coins, but only a handful like the 1983 D Lincoln penny have achieved this legendary status. If you're just starting, check pocket change, visit coin shows, talk to local collectors, and invest in a good magnifying glass and digital scale. Your next lucky find might be sitting in an old jar, waiting to be discovered. So the next time someone says, it's just a penny, you can smile, and remember the 1983 D Lincoln cent that made history, surprised the world, and brought $500,000 to one lucky collector. This has been another deep dive from USA Coins, your #1 channel for rare coin values, historic finds, and untold treasures in American currency. Thumbs up, smash that like button if you learned something new, bell tap, subscribe to. Join our coin collecting family. Speech balloon comment below. Have you ever found a rare 1983 D penny? Until next time, keep hunting, because every coin has a story. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious, surprising, and shockingly valuable coins in modern American history, the 1984 D Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right, 1 cent, possibly worth up to $579,927 in the current rare coin market. Could you be holding one in your hand right now? So stick around to the end of this video because you don't want to miss the insane story, the history, the rare minting errors, and how to check if your 1984 D penny is secretly worth a fortune. Smash that like button, subscribe to USA Coins, and let's begin this incredible coin journey. Let's rewind to 1984, a year that shaped modern American coinage in more ways than you might think. The Lincoln cent, first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, had already become an iconic part of U.S. currency. But by the 1980s, things were changing. Due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint transitioned the penny's composition. From 1909 until 1982, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But starting in 1982, they changed the formula, switching to a zinc core with a thin copper plating, making the coin cheaper to produce. The 1984 D penny, minted in Denver, was one of the early zinc core Lincoln cents. But what makes this one different? What's so special about a coin that was supposed to be worth only 1 cent? The answer lies in a mix of history, errors, and rarity, a perfect cocktail for coin collectors worldwide. Now, let's talk about what drives the jaw-dropping value of some 1984 D Lincoln pennies. Certain pennies from this year, especially those minted in Denver, were struck with rare die errors that make them incredibly desirable among collectors. One of the most famous and sought-after variations of the 1984 Lincoln cent is the double ear Lincoln. This error happened when the die struck the coin twice slightly off position, creating a doubling effect, especially noticeable on Lincoln's earlobe. This mistake is not visible on all pennies, which makes it a highly prized collector's item. Some 1984 D pennies were struck center, meaning the image of Lincoln appears shifted to one side. The more off-center, the rarer it becomes. A well-centered off-strike with visible dates and mint marks can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. BIE error. Another fascinating variety includes the BIE error, where a die crack forms between the B and E in Liberty, creating the illusion of an extra letter I. While less rare than a double die, this error is still valuable, especially in uncirculated condition. Die clashes and cuts. Some 1984D pennies show signs of die clashes, where the dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving behind ghostly impressions. Others feature cuds or broken parts of the die, resulting in raised lumps on the coin. Each of these errors can turn an ordinary penny into a valuable collectible. Here's how you can check if your 1984D penny is worth a fortune. Use a strong magnifying glass or microscope. Look closely at Lincoln's ear. Is there a doubling effect? That's a major sign. Check for center images. Is Lincoln shifted too far to one side of the coin? The more off-center, the more it's worth, especially if the date is still fully visible. Look for the BAE error in the word Liberty. Is there something unusual between the B and E? That tiny detail could mean big money. Analyze the coin's condition. Now let's get to what you're really here for, the money. A standard 1984D Lincoln penny in average circulated condition is still worth around 1 cent, but rare variations are a completely different story. A verified doubled-ear 1984D penny in mint state 67 red sold for over $579,927 at auction. Even moderately rare error versions can sell for $500, $2,000, $10,000, depending on condition and the type of error. If your penny is professionally graded and verified with a rare error, it's not just a collectible, it's an investment. These coins are being bought by museums, private collectors, and investors who understand the future value of US Numismatics. So, how do you maximize your chances of striking it rich? Start with what you have. Check all your pocket change, jars, old coin boxes, and wallets. Buy a cheap jeweler's loupe or microscope. They're essential tools for spotting tiny errors. Learn how to spot fakes. Sadly, the popularity of rare pennies has led to counterfeits. Authenticity is everything. Consider professional grading. If you think you found something rare, get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A certified coin has much more market value. Follow USA Coins, because we bring you regular updates on the rarest coins, auctions, values, and expert tips every week. Could the next coin in your hand be worth more than $500,000? Don't let that 1984D Lincoln penny go unnoticed. It might be your ticket to a life-changing discovery. If you learned something today, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to USA Coins, and hit the bell so you never miss our rare coin alerts. Drop a comment if you think you found a 1984D error coin, and let us know where you're watching from. This is USA Coins, and we'll see you in the next treasure hunt. Stay curious. Stay collecting. Today's episode is going to absolutely blow your mind. We are diving deep into a simple coin that millions overlook every single day. The 1986D Lincoln penny. It looks ordinary, but it could be worth a jaw-dropping $579,925. Yes, you heard that right. Over $500,000 for a coin that might just be sitting in your coin jar right now. Let's take a journey back to 1986. Ronald Reagan was president. The Space Shuttle Challenger tragedy shook the world, and in the U.S. Mint's Denver facility, a staggering 4,442,866,698 pennies were struck, but not all of them were created equal. The 1986D Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, a design that honored the great President Abraham Lincoln and ran from 1959 to 2008. The obverse features the profile of President Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that dates back to 1909, making it the longest-running coin portrait in U.S. history. The reverse, however, showcases the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Casparo, showing Lincoln sitting inside the monument. If you look closely, an incredible detail many people miss. But now here's where it gets interesting. In the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint made a major shift, due to rising copper prices. 1982 marked the year the penny's composition changed from 95% copper to a zinc core coated with copper plating. So by 1986, the penny you received was primarily 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. This change affected the coin's weight, tone, and longevity. This composition means that many of these pennies corrode over time, especially if stored improperly, but error coins, or high-grade examples, have managed to survive. And some of them are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars today. Let's talk about what makes some 1986D Lincoln pennies so valuable. Not all 1986D Lincoln pennies are valuable, but some, due to errors, die varieties, or pristine condition, are worth a small fortune. Look at Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date, 1986, under magnification. If you see doubling, you're onto a winner. Off-center strike. If the design is entered by more than 5% but still shows the full date and mint mark, the value shoots up. Collectors love these. Clipped planchet error, a coin with a visible chunk missing from its edge due to a minting mistake. Rare and valuable, transitional metal error. This one's the holy grail. Some coins might have been mistakenly struck using copper blanks from earlier years. If your 1986D penny weighs about 3.11 grams instead of the usual 2.5 grams, get it tested. You might be holding a $50,000 plus coin. High-grade uncirculated coins, coins graded by PCGS or NGC in near-perfect condition, can fetch incredible amounts at auction. Some 1986D Lincoln pennies have sold for over $7,000, $10,000, and even more in mint state 69 conditions. But the record sale, a nearly flawless MS69 red specimen, shocked the coin world when it went for $579,925 at auction. Lightly circulated, shiny red 10 to 50 cents mint state MS60, MS65 $2 to $1.25 over $579,925. Collectors pay huge premiums for near-perfect coins. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections have seen bidding wars erupt over these seemingly ordinary pennies. Here's how you can hunt for these valuable coins. Wrapped gift, Part 6, bonus tip, hidden rarities, 1030. Most people think these coins are junk. But here's a secret. Many coin shops underestimate pennies, especially zinc coins. Go to estate sales, garage sales, or old bank rolls and ask for pre-1990 penny rolls. Many collectors have found rare 1986D gems this way. Some even report finding valuable varieties in Coinstar reject trays or parking lot change. Be vigilant. Your next spare penny might be a life-changer. So, there you have it, the 1986D Lincoln penny, a tiny coin with the potential to bring you hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's more than a coin, it's a piece of American history, a hidden treasure, and a symbol of the thrill of the hunt. Money bag, keep checking your change. Brain, stay curious. Package, start collecting. Chart increasing. You never know when the next coin in your hand could be worth a fortune. Thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Give it a thumbs up. Speech balloon, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny. We'd love to hear your story. Television, and don't forget to subscribe to USA Coins for more amazing coin facts, hidden values, and historic stories from the world of American currency. This is USA Coins, unlocking the past, one coin at a time. See you in the next video. Today, we're diving deep into a modern marvel, the 2012 Lincoln penny, a coin that most people overlook, yet certain rare ones have shocked collectors with value up to $579,925 in today's coin market. You heard that right. A single 2012 Lincoln cent has fetched over $500,000. But what makes this ordinary-looking coin potentially extraordinary? Let's uncover its history, hidden errors, special varieties, and the current market value of these tiny copper legends. So grab your magnifier, check your coin jars, and let's get started. Origins of the 2012 Lincoln penny. Let's rewind history a bit. The 2012 Lincoln penny belongs to the Shield Cent series, which started in 2010. This series replaced the bicentennial reverse design of 2009 and marked a fresh chapter in U.S. coinage. On the obverse is the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, facing right, the same portrait that's been used since 1909. When the penny was first issued to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday, the reverse features a bold and modern Union shield with 13 vertical stripes representing the original colonies, bound by a horizontal bar with the inscription E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. This reverse pays tribute to Lincoln's preservation of the Union, a strong, symbolic design. 2012 Lincoln cents were produced at two main U.S. mints, the Philadelphia Mint. These coins have no mint mark, the Denver Mint. These coins carry a small D mint mark under the date. Both versions can be valuable, but the rarest coins are often those with striking errors, ultra-high grades, or those with mysterious double dies or misprints. Why is one worth $579,925? So, how can a 2012 penny, face value just 1 cent, be worth over $579,925? It comes down to three key factors: rare mint errors. Some 2012 pennies have wild, unusual flaws. These errors are accidental but highly collectible. Double die obverse Lincoln's face or the inscriptions like Liberty, and the date may appear doubled. The image is printed partially off the coin. The rarer, the better. Die cracks and cuds, raised lines or blobs caused by worn-out dies, struck on wrong planchet. A penny accidentally minted on a dime or foreign coin blank. Now that's a jackpot find. High-grade condition coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A mint state, MS, 67 plus or higher penny, especially with a brilliant luster and sharp detail, can sell for thousands. The record-breaking 2012 Lincoln penny was graded MS 69 red by PCGS and featured a nearly perfect strike with blazing red copper tone. That rarity and condition drove its jaw-dropping price. Collector demand. CNS like the 2012 Lincoln Shield Cent have passionate collectors. When a coin is low in population, especially in a top grade or with a specific error, bidding wars ignite. And the price soars. What to look for in your CHNG? Now here's the exciting part. You might already own one of these valuable coins. Go grab your 2012 pennies and look closely for a coin that just looks different from the rest. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Even better, compare yours with known images online or submit it to grading companies like PCGS or NGC. Current market value, what they're selling for as of now, based on current coin auctions and verified sales. Regular circulated 2012 pennies worth 1 cent, 10 cents sold for $579,925 in a private auction to an elite collector. Prices vary weekly depending on demand and auction buzz. So if you have a high-grade error or a one-of-a-kind variety, your penny could be a golden ticket. IPSTO increase your coin's value. Here's how to maximize your penny's potential. Join coin forums, learn from other collectors who spot errors and new discoveries. Fun facts about the Lincoln PNNY. Lincoln was the first U.S. president to appear on a coin. The original 1909 version had designer Victor D. Brenner's initials, VDB, which caused controversy. Since 1982, U.S. pennies are made of 97.5% zinc. With a thin copper coating, older pennies were mostly solid copper. Over 5.5 billion 2012 Lincoln pennies were minted, but only a handful are extremely rare. Final word, your 2012 penny a hidden treasure. Most people throw pennies in jars without a second thought, but what if one of those shiny coppers is actually worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? That's why coin collecting is so thrilling. History meets mystery and money, so the next time you see a 2012 penny, look again, check the date. Check the mint mark. Look for errors, because your coin could be the next one to make headlines. Subscribe to USA Coins now and never miss a chance to find hidden fortune in your pocket change. Like this video, turn on notifications, comment below if you found a 2012 penny. We'll help you assess its value. Clapperboard, closing scene, epic music plus coin montage. This is USA Coins, where every penny has a story, and some, a fortune. Money bag. See you in the next video. Happy hunting, coin family.